Yo. We are live right now. First of all, let's start the night off. It is a Wednesday. We're doing the Dogg show. Tonight, I had the most guests I ever had, period. But tonight, we're talking about a very serious topic. We're talking about discussing our health issues as people and couples before we join and be together. So tonight we're talking about all that. You can follow us on Spotify, all streaming podcasts. We got Spotify going on. We got Apple, our podcast going on, all as well. Amazon podcast going on as well. And plus, we rebroadcast right now. We Facebook Live. You can follow us at Dogg Show. Anything that you want to follow us on is at Dogg Show. And we in the building. And I got my people. Let me see if I get everybody on, man. Let me get everybody on. Where everybody at? I got everybody. I got to get everybody. I got like 4 people on now, man. So right now we're gonna have a couple. It's Andre and Yolanda Barnes. How y'all doing?
How you
What's up? What's
doing?
up?
I got my girl Rose. She's in the building. And let me see if I can
Hello,
get Rob on
hello.
here, man, because my producer Dre, is right now we working on that part. Can I get it? There we go. We
There we
got
go.
Rob and he's Buff City. Me and Buff City been rocking since back. He knows where the dead bodies are buried. Andre knows too. You know what I'm saying? And then Rose claims she met me, and she like I met you before, and I was like, where? She like in Middle Georgia, and I was like, oh, well, that was I don't know, that's a good time. I don't remember. So thank all of y'all for being on the show. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Let's get this thing started. So we are talking tonight about why, and I speak for myself as a black man, why we don't discuss health issues or what's going on with us. Why is it such a taboo subject when we're dealing with people that we want to spend our lives with? Okay. So what I would like to do is start first with the married couple, you know, Andre and Yolanda. Did y'all talk about any of your health issues or anything when y'all first started and decided to be a union?
Yes, we did. We did. It was imperative that we did that.
Absolutely.
Right. So you really sat down and was like, yo, I got high blood pressure. I got this going on. Was it a tough conversation for you, Dre?
No, it wasn't tough because when you find out that this is the person that you want to be with, you have to be candid with the things that's going on.
Okay. Okay. Yolanda, how about you?
It wasn't tough at all. The reason that he even had to discuss his health concerns was because I have health concerns. So that was paramount. We had to discuss my stuff. In doing that, we also opened up the avenue for him to be able to discuss the things that he had going on as well.
Good.
Okay, cool. Okay. Now I'm gonna switch to Rob right quick because Rob is back in New York. I met Rob years ago, and then Rob, I've been with you for a minute. Now I know that you and your beautiful wife, man, y'all have a loving relationship. Do you talk to her about your health concerns moving forward before y'all got married?
I'm a little different because my wife is a registered nurse.
Mm.
So those questions was asked to me during like the dating and the courting stage.
Through the
You know,
court state. No, when y'all was dating, she was like, "Yo, what's your blood pressure? What your blood sugar look
That's
like?"
yeah,
She asked you that.
good.
yes.
Love it.
She really saved my life, Dirk, because I was getting real sick, real sluggish, didn't know what was going on. And she
Right.
knew I had diabetes. I didn't know because I was one of them black men who didn't go to the doctor.
Okay.
So
Right.
she
We're gonna
forced
talk
me
about
to
that
go,
tonight. Yes,
yeah,
definitely.
she forced me to go to the doctor and I found out some things and, kind of lost 50 pounds and kind of like changed my life around.
100%.
Definitely.
Both of us were big boys when I first met you. We were all big boys. I was a big boy when I met everybody here. So I appreciate that. Now, in the introductory stage of what we're talking about, my girl Rose on the line. Rose, you being married and things like that. Did you discuss health issues with your spouse?
So, no, and it's so interesting that the couple was actually forced to do that because of previous health issues. I think the mistake that was made is when someone got sick, that's when the discussion was brought up. I was the one who got sick working on Skid Row. I ended up getting a blood infection that attacked the bones in my feet. And so then we started talking. So then the conversation was brought up. But because I was married to a typical Black male that's like, I'm good, I look good, I'm the perfect build of health. And the look did look good. But there was some eternal things that were going on for the both of us. And for me, I'm like, okay, let's tackle it. Let's get it done. For him, was like, no, you can't. The doctor said that before, or if there was a repeated concern, oh, I already know. I know about that. So it made it very difficult, which is probably the reason why we are in the situation that we're in, headed towards divorce, because at some point somebody got to say their own life. And so it was imperative that I make that step. But yes, no, there has never been a conversation about health. For me, I go to the dentist. My kids, we go to our appointments. Not so much my husband. He is 16 years older than me, so he's stuck in his ways. And it's like, you don't know, you know what I'm saying? So had to go through that as well, looking like I didn't know. So it was just a whole lot of different layers to it. But outside of that relationship, I don't believe that health was actually brought up, because everything looked good. You know what I'm saying? Everything looked good. And we all know
that
that
was
that's
so
a
loaded. Everything you said was so loaded. I love it because I want to go back to is it typical of men not to discuss their health with women? I mean, honestly, like, cause you said it's typical of a Black man to say, well, I don't feel good today because he wants to keep up an image. Now I'm gonna
That's
ask
true.
Andre and Rob next. But Andre, what is your opinion on that, bro?
That's true. And she said a mouthful. And to piggyback off of that, it's something that it has to be a learned behavior, because it is typical for us to try to be that manly person to where, oh, I'm good, I'm straight. And inside you're just broke up, but you don't want to say anything because you want to maintain that image. But once you learn that, and to be vulnerable with your mate, because that mate will be the one that's going to end up taking care of you, and they need to know what it is that's going on.
yes.
100%. Rob, what do you think about that, man? Is it typical you thought as a Black man that we just don't discuss health with our women?
You know what? To me, it was generational. Like I never heard my father talk about it with my mom. I never heard my grandfather talk about it with my grandmother. But when I got with my wife, things are a little bit different. Like she is asking questions, and she's like, "You too sleepy all the time. You too young to be sluggish." And and it like you said, it's a learned behavior. But I kind of broke that chain in my family because I prefer to be on this side of the dirt than the other side of the dirt.
No, that's
Right.
right.
You know,
That's right.
and I prefer to go to my doctor's appointments every 6 months to see what's going on with me. And I hate the doctor, dirty. I got the nicest doctor ever, but I just don't like her.
My my
Black.
my PCP, we cool now, man. But it took me I had to lose like 60 pounds before me and him was cool. I never got a good report before that, man. I never got a good report. Every time when he was like, "Oh, I'm gonna put you on some of this, yo, yeah, exactly." Now, what I want to switch to, and I want to ask everybody that's here tonight, and we want to talk about it, is so specifically in your relationships. How does not being open about your health affects the relationship? Let's talk about that.
Oh, let me take that.
Oh
Bro,
boy.
she would be pissed off if I hide anything from her, especially about my health.
Although I see Yolanda raise her hand, and I was like, "Amen."
Super pissed.
Yeah.
Do
You
not
Yes,
know,
play with me, because if something happens to him, I have to be the one to take care of him. I mean, we had a COVID scare, and that's something completely different. But I'm going to drop everything to take care of him. So I need to know every single little thing. If your toenails falling off too hard, I need to know about that. I need to know everything.
100%.
all of my doctors, they know, tell her the information, and vice versa.
Okay. Hey, Ro, what about you?
And so It for me, my situation was it was kind of like in my like I always felt like I'm in their business. I'm in his business because I want to know. So mine was very machonism. My situation is very machonism, very um it was a very interesting dynamic once I step out of it. The nurses and the doctors would call my phone because he didn't want to answer his. So I was the contact, but I'm relaying what they're saying and it's not being taken seriously. So it was a very, very interesting dynamic because let me give you all the phone calls. They call you and tell you what's wrong. You relay it to me. I'm not the doctor, so I'm not even gonna relay the message to you properly. But that's how it was. It was set up. So it was
Y'all giving
very,
all feels tonight.
yeah, it was very like a hierarchy in the situation. So, and amazing person. I have nothing negative to say. I love relationships. I love love. But that particular this particular scenario was very, as I stepped back, was very machonism. It's very what my daddy did. And so I found myself, everything that I suggested, everything that I had a concern about was contrary. Yeah.
Wow. And I'm gonna say this now for at least three of us on this board right now. I partied and hung out with all of y'all. Now tonight's show I want to talk about. We're gonna be vulnerable. I'm gonna expose some stuff that changed my life. And one of the things was a health scare, man. When I DJ'd in Middle Georgia, I was DJing 4 nights a week. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, or Wednesday through Saturday, whatever it was. I would drink all every club I went to, nobody charged me anything. We just do it. And then it caught up with me when I got married. I got married when I was like 33 years old, and it caught up with me. And I was literally, it was my birthday weekend. And Rob, you know how I do it. I celebrate all week, right? We're doing parties all week. It's our thing. And it was Friday, and I had a party that night, and I was driving. I think it was Highway 2. Is it 247? And
247
yeah, it was a Crystals and little gas station.
and a
That's
gas
like the
station.
main
Yeah.
light, And I was sitting there and I couldn't see the light. The light changed and I couldn't see it. I started having blurry vision, and people were blowing their horns. So I pulled over in the area there and I called my ex-wife at the time and I was like, "Yo, I can't see. I don't know what the hell's going on." And they had to call 911 to that Crystals and pick me up and take me to one of Robin's hospital. And they was like, "Yo, your blood sugar it was like 486, something like that."
Yep. Cataract.
My blood pressure was so high, they put the blood pressure machine behind me and brought other doctors in to look at it. They was like, "Yo," I was like, "Yo, I got a DJ tonight." They was like, "No, we can't let you leave here legally
No,
because
no,
you going through a coma or you gonna
no.
die."
My goodness.
Real talk. Real
Wow.
talk. You know what I'm saying? And my ex-wife, she was sitting there, she was like, "Yo, why you didn't tell me this was going on?" I'm like, "No, we hung out all the time. You know what we was doing. This is what we did. This is how I met you. I met you in the club." You know what I'm saying? So a lot of times I think that people have habits and things that they develop that they don't really like. People fall in love with you and then they don't discuss that this is just a long-term thing. Because you cannot long-term be with somebody and not take care of yourself. You know,
Right.
Right.
that's one of the lessons I learned. And I was talking about because I want men to understand that if you really want a wife, you got to take care of yourself.
That's a
If
fact.
you want that,
Yeah.
if you
Definitely.
Yeah.
don't want a wife and you don't want to, you just want to live it out, you can ride out, ball out, Jim Jones, all that, Buff City, New York, Jim Jones, you know what I'm saying, Griselda, all that. You can ball out, but if you really want a wife, you got to start taking care of yourself. And that was the first scare, Andre. And I never told nobody that. Like I could not even see the lights. I lost my
Wow.
vision, man. My blood sugar was so high. And at that time I was like 200, 245, 250 pounds at that time. You know what I'm
Wow.
saying? So I tell people, but when you start dating again, do you tell people that's what I've been through? Because that scare a woman away. Let
Yeah.
me I'm ask you,
No, not
Londa and
necessarily.
Woody.
Not a
No,
woman.
let
Not
us
a
scare the
woman.
wrong
Mhm.
woman away.
No.
Right.
So
Exactly.
yeah,
And I
that
think
was the next question. Yolanda already jumped in.
Hold
Would,
on.
would that scare a woman away?
No,
no,
not a woman, not a grown woman. No, we
no,
need to know. We
no,
want to know.
right,
If
right.
you're our person, we
Yes.
Yeah.
absolutely want to
Yes.
know.
And I think that, then to add to that, I think that it'll bring a certain amount of trust and intimacy. Like, I know exactly who I'm dealing with. There's no surprises. Everything is put out on the table. That's part of communication. So I don't believe it'll drive a woman away that wants to spend the rest of their life with you because they want you to live.
That's
I think
right.
it's amazing. I think it's amazing.
I'm gonna ask
Tell
Buff
me,
City.
shoot, I want to
Buff
know.
City, what's
Please
up,
tell
man?
me.
Buff City, jump in, bro.
Man, it'll scare the wrong woman away. She's not for you if she's scared away because of that. And I got with my wife, I was overweight. I was still doing what I do, and she calmed it all down. Like she's one of the head nurses at her hospital. And she started just showing me little things. She started showing me people with their legs cut off from
Mm.
diabetes, people who's blind with diabetes. My mother told me stories that I never knew that my great grandfather was blind. My grandfather was blind. So stuff like that scared the shit out of me, Dirk. You know,
No lies. I've had 2 eye surgeries, man, and I don't play around no more. I'm done. Yeah.
nah,
Okay,
Dirk, I'm
100%,
drinking
100%,
nothing but
100%.
water now.
Right,
You
right,
know,
right.
so it,
So go ahead, finish. I'm sorry.
nah, nah, it definitely wasn't scare away. To me, it brought my wife and I closer.
That's
Yeah,
correct.
exactly, exactly, exactly.
Like she knows, even right now. If I get off work and what I'm saying, and she's seated, I come home, take a shower, and I just go lay down. She know I just need that rest.
Mm-hmm.
She know my body is telling me you run too much time out.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah,
Like
Okay.
like Rose said, it builds that trust
it
Absolutely.
does.
that you can talk about those intimate things
Yeah.
to where it's like, okay, he's helping me with that. If she's
Yeah.
helping me with that,
Yeah.
then yeah, this may be the one, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh wow, wow. Yeah,
Because you
yeah.
got
I ain't never. Go ahead. What you about to say? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
it's a struggle on both sides because she's probably going through something too. So you're actually lifting each other up at the same time.
Exactly.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I
And
agree
by
with
them
that.
not discussing, what they have going on, you kind of like, well, I don't want to tell him what's going on with me because then he gonna think I'm this or I'm that or I'm weak or I'm a whiny poo poo. And you
That's the
like,
truth.
you know what
That's
I'm
the
saying? It's
truth.
like, I want to tell you
Yes.
that I'm sick. I want to tell you that something hurts, but you keep telling me to boss up. You know what I'm saying? I was like, dang, I can't even tell you that this pain really hurt without you like, come on now, boss up. And it's like, dang, I'm in pain and I want you to tell me you're in pain or this hurts. I shouldn't wait for you to fall out on the bed till you like, oh, I'm blurry. Oh my, you know what I'm saying? It shouldn't have to be a scare in order for us to move with something. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
Yeah, no,
yeah.
100%. Because like one of the things I learned, and I want to jump into the next part of this discussion. I started doing root work. Y'all know what root work is, right? You go back to like why you act the way you act. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And one of
Uh-huh.
the things I learned was, being it was an abandonment issue I had with not knowing my
Yeah.
dad and then becoming a
Mhm.
father and all that kind of stuff like that.
Mhm.
So I remember we was in a hospital in Warner Robins when I was in his wife, and it was like the doctor came in the room. He said, "Yo, how long y'all been married?" I was like, we was been married. It was less than a year. We had just got married." And it was like, "Yo, okay, cool." She was like, "Well, y'all life is about to change." I had 22, 23 pills a day. She was
Mm.
like, "Everything's about to change. He's gonna have to lose weight. He's gonna get in shape. He's gonna do something." And as far as y'all sex life is concerned, forget that while he's taking all these pills. That is not gonna happen.
Right. Mhm.
And that was a ultimate struggle. You know what I'm saying? I felt better, but intimacy was gone. I felt like a walking zombie sometimes. So I would ask the ladies, Yolanda, I would ask Ro, like if your man was in a physical situation where you knew that the medication he was taking, y'all not gonna have a great sex life, how do you respond?
That's my husband. We didn't get married so that we could jump around and swing from the chandeliers and all this and that. Like, first of all, we're not 20. We are not 20. So,
Yeah.
so no, I absolutely would not have a problem with that because that's not why we together. If that's the only reason we be together, then you needed to go get you a hooker. You didn't need me. So that
Right,
would never be a problem.
right. Ro, what did you think
Just like
about
that.
that? Oh, go ahead. Yeah, just like that. Yeah, just like that. Ro, what you?
So, well, that's like a two-part question for me because I married older. I already knew, or I thought I looked ahead just to see because of the age difference. In my mind, I started thinking about things like that because before I got married, I was highly sexed, and that did conduct the relationship. That's what I was attracted to. So I thought about that a lot. But once I got married and I realized that it's deeper than that, and intimacy is not just like two jackrabbits, it's literally like, a commitment, and it's more than just a quick fix. So I did learn that. So I didn't have any problem of learning other things and being open to alternative things. If it would ever became an issue. That wasn't an issue because I know how to do me and I know how to make it work for all of us. So no, I would never have a problem with someone who is being honest with me. I know why this is the reason why this is happening. But if I don't know and it's just happening, we probably gonna have a problem. But if we're talking
Right.
about it and discussion and we both being honest and we can work together and find alternate ways to both be
Right.
completely satisfied, I'm with it. I'm with it.
Yeah.
Now, Rob, I know you couldn't have your wife on tonight, so if you have anything to add to that? Because I know I asked, I said, Rob, I said put wifey on, but then you said like, man, she probably be asleep. Do you have anything to add to that conversation about how to deal with that? Because that was a big turning point for me. What about you, Rob?
It's mental.
Yeah,
It's a mental thing. When I first got diabetes, it was a little rough at the time. But it's a mental thing. Like intimacy is more than sex. That's what people have to.
Exactly.
It's way more than sex being intimate. But once we do our part and we lose the weight and get off those pills, everything's right back to normal.
Right.
yeah, yeah. 100%,
And I
100%.
think
I agree with that.
we were never really taught intimacy. So I think that that's different. That's a whole nother podcast in itself because we meet people, everybody's scenarios is different, but intimacy is not really something that you're brought up with. I mean, you can teach, I want to teach my children what it means and what that looks like, but I don't believe that's taboo. Black folks don't talk about intimacy, sex. That's grown folks' business. So you don't learn that.
That's a fact.
Yeah, and that's why I call the topic a cultural health decision because as African Americans, Black people, we when they talking about now whether are we color people or not, but that's a whole other thing. But um, yeah, right. Do we sit around and teach our children and kids coming up and people that we mentor, people that look at us about talking about these taboo subjects that we don't? And health is number one, and definitely sex is one of them. But do we talk about it, or do you just learn from how you moved on? Me, I learned from just how from the streets. I
Right.
met women and I learned from there. By the time I understood, I'm 44 years old. I'll be 45 in about 3 weeks. And I'm like, yo, I still don't understand women. Number one, I never get women. But
Okay, don't
I'm
even start
wise
that.
No, no.
Don't even start.
but but I'm wise enough to understand when to shut up. This is the best thing. You know the best advice my dad gave me? My dad, my mother's husband, he's my stepdad, but I call him my dad because he raised me,
Right.
was when all else fails, tell her you about to go to Walmart. Yeah, I'm gonna go to Walmart, man. He said, go where you want to go, but get you a minute, then come back because you don't want to play those games because women
Right.
are women are so smart. But yeah, how do you start these conversations with people? Because I did one with my son. I raised my son myself, and I wanted to start to talk to him about when he started liking women. I was like, okay, let's sit down and have a talk. I was trying to talk to him, and I was so confused to tell him what to do because I wasn't even doing the things I was trying to tell him to do. You know, you see these people, we
Mhm.
post all these like positive posts on Facebook and social media, you know, but are you really doing that? Right. You know, you like the black Tony Robbins, but are you really doing it? You know. So how do y'all feel about relaying this message for men that never were raised to talk and communicate like that?
Well, I think that's something that everyone needs to learn from someone. Like you just said, Dirk, that you were trying to teach him something. You were trying to teach him the right way, something that you didn't do. Also, let him know
Yeah.
what you did, so
Yeah.
he can know the right side and the wrong side, because you were on the wrong side at one point in time, and
Yeah, I
that's
knew it,
one thing
man.
that, huh?
No, I knew it. I knew it, bro. I knew I was out there, right? Everybody that know me know. They give me another man because people that I tell people on my past, they don't even believe it. They're like, "You was who?" I was like, "No, just Google Dirt Dog Macon, Georgia," and then everything shows up, mug shots, everything. I did all that. You know what I'm saying? So like, they don't even believe it, bro. I'm like, yo, that was me. Yeah, for real. I mean, you know that's facts, man. Because I ain't out here trying to fake it. You
And,
know?
Right.
and that's one of the things I tell my children. You know, Daddy was not always this way. I did this, that, and the other. And that's why I know when you're doing what you're doing, because I've already done it. Now I
Yeah.
can tell you what the outcome is going to be, but you're going to do what you want to do anyway, because that's how we learn in life.
That's true.
Sometimes they tell you that the eye is hot on the stove, but you still want to touch it.
Yes, 100%. We know that 100%. And so that's why I wanted to transition to another question. Moving forward, we got, you know, two married couples on the line. And then we have Bro, and she's married. Well, everybody's married except me on the line, but Bro is working through a thing. Moving forward, that conversation, how do you transcend that to the people, your children, and people that look up to you? How do you relay that message to them that look, be honest? You know, because I think it's a cultural thing. Like, I'll be honest. For me as a man, I speak for myself. I never talked to any woman I dated about my health. I wanted to present the best foot forward. Like, hey, I'm the man. We good. I got you. Don't worry about it. You know what I'm saying? I'm making money. We good. Because financially, I felt like for a long time until maybe about 2, 3 years ago, I felt like financially, if I provided for you, that's all. Like, why you tripping? We good. I pay all the bills. We good. You know what I'm saying? We got the cars. We got everything. You good. We good. Chill. Why you tripping? But I learned immediately that that was not it.
That
Right.
So how did you, yeah, how would you transcend that to the next generation? And anybody that wants to jump in first and start there, I would love for you to speak on that.
I'm a little different, Dirty, because I got daughters, so I don't really
Yeah.
have. Yeah, I don't have a son to pass that down with. But my oldest daughter, La, you remember her when I was living down there. She's 20.
Yeah, I remember. Yes.
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
27 years old now with her own daughter and a fiance. But
100%.
I was real transparent with her because when I had her, like my real dad wasn't in my life. I had my stepfather. I didn't know how to be a dad, so I wasn't gonna fail. So she was my best friend growing up. I was very transparent with her. But now my little one, she's 14. It's a little different. So her, I'm teaching her a lot of lessons, and she thinks she knows it all, and she really don't at 14. When I've been there at 14, but I have to teach her. I have to be transparent with her, and I have to tell her, give her the hard truth of what it is.
Right.
Because one thing I don't want is I know it's gonna happen sooner or later. She can get her first heartbreak. She can call me crying. I know that's gonna happen. I know when she get her driver's license. I know when when she gets some ailments that she's gonna have to talk out with me or her mom or her stepmom or her stepdad. So I just got to be very transparent with her. I can't cut no corners.
Mm,
And,
100%.
and it's
Dre,
how
what's
you
up,
live
man?
it too. I mean, it's very important that you teach your children what to do by doing the thing you want them to learn.
Yes,
So
yes,
if they
yes.
always hear us talking about making sure we go to our doctor's appointments, or
Right,
did you take your pills, or
right,
whatever that situation is, then they know, okay, that's okay to talk about
right.
Yes.
parallel. And because
Mhm.
even now, with him, I talk about all of our health issues, but I have a dad who won't tell me anything about anything that's going on with him. But I know he tells his girlfriend everything that's going on with him. So it's not learned, it's just something that I'm doing
True.
on my own.
Mhm.
You have to make a
Mm.
conscious effort. You have to be intentional.
Yes,
There you
that's
go.
good. Mhm.
All right, bro, what you
And you
got?
also, and also, to just add to both of those amazing points, all three of you all, take the mask off. Our kids can see through that mask.
Yes.
If you got a real one, if you raising a real one, they can see through that mask. They can they let them call you out. And so have the conversation. Like I tell my I have a 22-year-old and a 12-year-old. If we can laugh and think and have a good time, we should be able to have serious conversations as well. So if we you need to have a balance, you know what I'm saying? So the first step I would say to someone is remove the mask. Our parents wore those masks because they were in survival mode. Our
Yeah.
parents didn't know they didn't have the resources or even just the confidence to be like, I don't care if you judge me. I don't care what you say. I'm going to tell you what's really going on. And it's up to you how you take that information. Our parents didn't have that. They knew work, provide, they're gonna make sure we go to a dentist appointment a year. They're gonna, you know what I'm saying? But to see them, I can't even remember when my parents went to the dentist. You know what I'm saying? They had all their teeth, but I'd never seen them go to the dentist. I don't know where the teeth came from, how it stayed where it was, but I'm just saying, like, take the mask off, and that's what would be my first word of advice is to remove those masks, keep it real, and it's not just a tattoo. Those things are real activities. Keep it real, and it starts with your children and your
100%,
baby.
100%.
Facts.
That's
Yo,
right.
so what we about to do right now, we're gonna switch it up and come back because we've been talking for a minute. We're gonna do some entertainment news. I'm gonna throw some
Okay.
news out there, and we're gonna talk about what's going on in news right now, and I'm gonna get all of your opinions. Okay, so don't back out of it. Just understand that's what we're gonna do. All right, one of the first things that I definitely want to talk about is this right here. Jason Aldean, he has a controversial song that's coming to charts. It's called "Don't Do That in a Small Town." Now, he filmed this video in front of a White House type area where they used to lynch black people. The song was like, "Whatever you do, don't do this in a small town. You won't make it out." Now it's climbing the charts. This country music is in Black Lives Movement. Everything is very racist. I don't know if y'all heard about it and talked about it, but
I haven't heard
at
about
this
this.
time right now, country music is in the past. Now, what are y'all opinions about that?
Mm.
Disgusting.
That's how
What
they
you say,
really
Rob?
feel. That's how
I
they
said it's
feel.
Have
I
y'all
hadn't heard
heard about the
anything else.
song? No, so the song is big. It's like try that in a small town. He's saying pretty much in the country music song that you know y'all can go in L.A. and be big cities and riot and protest, but try it in a small town, you won't make it out this time.
That's how they feel. He's
Interesting.
serious. He's serious. He's serious, and everybody that's backing him feel the same way. That's how they
That's
feel.
the truth. That is the truth.
No, my
That's
yeah,
how they
and that's
feel.
what they're talking about now. Honestly, seeing like a lot of radio stations, they took the song down and took the video down off of Apple Music and everything because he filmed the video in front of a structure where they used to hang black people at. They used to lynch us at, and they would hang us
Mm,
there. And
wow.
he filmed the video right in front of that, and it was
Wow.
like it was just the lyrics was look, you
That's
can
very
try this
racist.
all over the
Sounds very
world, but you can't.
racist.
Yeah, it came across very racist. Don't try this in a small town. Look, I worked in Macon. I've been in Middle Georgia. I don't consider Macon a small town or Warner Robins, whatever, but it's
Really?
different from Atlanta. Yeah, and then yo, don't try us in a small town. No, lives matter everywhere, and we know you sending a message. It's a good old boy thing, and
Mhm.
people don't really want to discuss it. And and country music always get a pass. Country music, they get a pass, right? I like
Yeah.
country music. I love some country songs I love. They're very heartbreaking, but I love them. But so people are like, what's really going on, Jason Aldean? And if you think about it, Jason Aldean is actually from Georgia.
He is from this area.
Yeah, so they're like, wow, don't try this in Warner Robins.
That's
Don't
crazy.
try
Or
this
what?
in
My
Bon Air.
question would then be, or what? Like, or what? Like now.
Well, yeah, what we gonna do? Don't try it. Nah. So that's part a little bit of it. We're gonna do some more stuff. I'm gonna show some more things real quick. We're gonna have some fun. We're gonna have some fun today. You know what I'm saying? I did that one already. Tupac Shakur.
I saw
You know,
this.
Tupac.
I saw
Yeah,
that.
Tupac passed away. It's been 30 years now.
30 years.
Now they doing a search warrant on a guy that went on a blog and he was like, I was in the car when Tupac got shot. And they went to do a search on his wife's house. Look, let me be very clear. I'm gonna cut that off. Let me be very clear. It's been 30 years.
Right.
Nobody has that gun. Nobody has that bullet.
Mm-mm.
But and Dre, you in law enforcement, like, are we serious 30 years later?
Well, see, the thing
Wow.
about that is it's a cold case right now, but what they say, the wheels of justice may turn slow, but they still turn.
Okay.
So I've seen situations where it's 30, 35, 40 years, and you all have probably seen it on the news that they've come up with more evidence,
Right.
and they were able to solve a cold case. So now it depends on what the evidence is. Now that's key.
Man, Dre, I know I know who you are, Dre. I know who you are. So we 100%, we good. But I'm just saying, like, I feel like nobody really care at this point because we all, if you really follow Pop, we saw everybody that said, hey, I was a part of that, I did that.
Right.
We knew what it was. In the streets, we knew. I'm just gonna
Right.
say, and I'm not a gangster, I'm a civilian. We knew on the streets, like, no, we know what happened.
And we knew, and
Do
we
that. Now, Dre, why would they do that, Dre?
Well, I heard you say in the beginning that, why would we care? He still was a family member to some people, and they still want closure no matter how late it may be.
Right. Yeah.
Understood. 100%. Rob, any words on that, man? Me and you in the music game, so you know what's up.
I saw that. Actually, I heard that on the Breakfast Club this morning. And I kind of chuckled.
Yeah, I saw that too. Yeah.
And when I heard it, I had to think back to that time. And even about a month after it happened, it was circulating who did it.
Right.
Everybody knew a month after that happened who did it.
We knew what was up. In the streets, I feel like we knew what was up.
Oh yeah.
This guy is one of the people who goes on blogs and think that what he failed to realize, if he happened to be in that car, he might end up in handcuffs real soon for accessory.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Right.
100%. That's street talk. Bro, you got anything on that?
No, I'm good. I'm good.
Rose and Cali, she know what's up.
I'm good. I'm just like, I mean, as far as the family goes, yes, but I think we are. I think we are all a whole nother level right now with that.
All right, this next one is gonna throw everybody off, right? We're talking about Charlie Russell.
Just talking about this.
Everybody is like, what happened?
Oh,
Did she see a toddler?
no.
Did she not see a toddler?
No.
Was she taken? Everybody thinks she's taking the whole thing. So let's get into it. Carly Russell, if you don't know, recently was reported missing since she saw a toddler on the side of the road and pulled over, and she had to fight her way out for 3 days to come back. Like, and everybody's dogging on the internet. They like, are you serious?
You know, as a black woman, I just feel like, why our stories gotta be like questioned? Why we can't make up a story and it what it is? This white lady disappeared for years, and then nobody give her a hard time. But as soon as we have a story that sounds a little like it got some white undertone to it, it's a problem. I mean, she said what she said, whatever she experienced. It's like everything we do, it's always questioned. I mean, why are they comparing her to the Smollett dude? I'm like, we are so wrong. We don't get a break. Why she couldn't got kidnapped? Why she didn't? Why her story got to be questioned?
Well,
hold on. To be fair,
can I
I'm
be
just
honest?
saying.
Go ahead, everybody. What's up?
As
Go
a
ahead,
black
man.
woman, just like you, we know we have to come all the way correct. We cannot have step, because some little Caucasian girl could have told the same story, and 3 years later they'll still be trying to figure out how to make it true for her. But when it's us, and that goes for black men too, they're always trying to find out how it can be wrong and how fast can they make her wrong. The whole time she was missing, I was just like, please let this be real. Please let this be real.
You was in it like, really?
Yes.
Why we can't be missing?
Okay,
What you think?
let's keep it all the way a buck about this. Her search engine had what on there, Dirty? What was in her search engine?
It was crazy. Like that, you know.
Love my black woman.
Yeah, it was a lot going
But you gotta
on.
call the spade on this one.
Yeah.
And nowadays,
this is gonna be
you got Big Brother in the sky all over the place.
all over
They
the
got
place.
pod cams,
They saw the car pull over.
but they didn't see no child.
They ain't see no child. Look, let me
And,
tell you
and she
something.
was abducted on the side of the road where she went and went to get the child.
Yeah. I mean, at 2:30 in the
But
morning,
there's nothing on the camera.
I was tripping over
All
the
I'm gonna
600
say is,
yards. I can't.
Everybody's gonna be mad at me
600
when I
yards.
say this, but I'm gonna get. Last week I did a show and I got beat up on the internet. I'm gonna say this right now. If I was on the interstate, if I was on 75, well, I'm in Atlanta now. If I was on I-20 and a baby was running his Pampers on the side, just running, I'm not stopping. That is none of my business. That's a dead baby.
Wow.
I can't.
Wow.
I don't know. Look, I literally live on the west end of Atlanta. If a
That
baby is
got
running with a
problems.
pamper, no. I call my mom, be like, yo, mom, I just saw a baby running down the street. But
Well, I agree. I agree. As a black man,
so
it's probably
sorry.
not a good idea.
Oh, they can't.
I'm not
They
Yeah,
absolutely
you
stopping.
would
can't stop.
probably be suspect. So I get it.
Let me tell you something. My family is not like that family from the movie Taken. My dad would not go across the seas to find me with a gun.
Nobody got no
If
skills.
I'm taken, I'm dead.
Skills.
You know what I'm saying? It's done. I had to fight them and then figure out how to, So, but the thing is, this is what social media does. It gives everybody their voice. They dogging her out. We don't know what the hell she went through to do that.
That's true.
You know what? I'll be 100% transparent right now. They need to just figure out was she high or whatever the hell was going on. I've seen things in clubs when I was DJing. I was like, damn, there's some apples just pop up. But I know damn well if I see a child running down the damn street, the interstate, in a Pampers and walking, then first of all, that ain't a child. A child was sitting to be scared. Like, yo, I'm sitting here like somebody come pick me, but I see a baby running with Pampers on. Yo, I 20 in Atlanta. That's what we doing. That's what we doing now. Really? So I don't know, man. But we live in a world now where you can be counseled as a normal person, and the social media dog you out. I don't know the soul story of her parents' life. Just understand the story she fought for her life. I watched at least 100+ episodes of Law and Order. I ain't never seen nobody be found, in Law and Order that just damn disappeared. I fought my way out. Really? Anyway, I love you, sister. I wish you the best. If you saw that child, you saw it, and thank God you put over to say that child. Where the hell's the baby? Nobody has found the baby. Where's the baby?
This
And
the dirty
nobody's
dog that
missing
I
a
met.
baby.
Peppers just running down 75 really? That's what we do? All right, last story, man. One more story, y'all. Your boy, Antonio Brown. I don't want to have sex with Linda Plug. The problem is she's married. Now, Antonio Brown is the estranged football player. I was living in Florida when he's very popular. Everybody know him in Miami and South Florida. But the big deal about Antonio Brown is Antonio Brown been losing his marbles for a while. He walked off the damn football field in the middle of a game.
Tripping.
He started tripping. Look, man.
That's when he threw his jersey or something, took his jersey off?
Yeah, he was taking his clothes off.
Okay.
You can't give everybody anything. Andre, you know that. You gotta earn it. You can't give everybody anything. Like my boy, man. Like, man, come on, man. Don't embarrass every other black football player. You know what I'm saying? Now he's like throwing shit. I want to have sex with anybody. Well, you know what? There's a lot of women I want to have sex with that I'd never ever touch. Are you serious? Now, Rob, I know you're a football fan. You got your jerseys on all now. Buffalo Bills, 100%. You rocking all day.
Mafia, baby.
What you think about? I know all day. He's Buffalo all day. Buffalo. I'm gonna go to Buffalo just to visit. I don't know where I'm gonna. I call him and his wife, and I go stay with them. But Rob, what do you think about Antonio Brown?
He got the wrong one wife, because if that was my wife, I had to sing. He's crazy.
Yeah, I think he's crazy.
Antonio was.
Do you follow football at all, bro?
I do, but I know who he is because his behavior. I'm a Raider fan, off and on. I don't really follow football like that. But as far as he would have sex with somebody else's wife, some things you just keep to yourself. It's disrespectful. It's okay to think it or whatever in your own little world, but to just put that out there, I think it's disrespectful to the old girl's husband. I feel like he has no respect. It's dangerous. That's when people get killed. You know what I'm saying?
No, I was about to say that because you in Cali.
Yeah, you don't play.
I've been to Cali a couple of times. Cali ain't nothing to play with. Now,
No,
Andre, I know y'all. What are y'all opinions on Andre?
Yeah, Killer Cali. Yeah. Killer Cali.
Yeah.
So
now?
unacceptable. Unacceptable.
So, Andre, what y'all think about that? Antonio Brown, do we need to pull in like the black movement and calm him down? What we need to do?
He needs therapy.
Yeah, he needs therapy, and I would have to look at it in that sense. Now, if he's around us and he wants to do that, then, as the brother said, he had to see me. But as far as talking, you're not going to trigger me to do something that's detrimental to my family.
Mm-hmm.
Because I can't let that minute of anger, mess up a lifetime. Because I just have to prove my manhood and show my wife that, hey, nobody's going to talk about you like that.
Yeah, I agree with that. My thought was to go public and say, no, I just want to hit that. First of all, that shows no investment. Just in some, I'm gonna be honest with you, and I'm a old school player, but just saying I want to hit that was so disrespectful. So
And people are going to be disrespectful. Is how you respond to it. It's how
How
you
you
react.
respond to. So
You
the
know, because I
husband,
can look at it as I appreciate you thinking that my wife is that sexy. I
Ooh,
think she is too.
yeah, exactly.
You know, but she's mine. But you
It's
know,
love.
out of if he's not around us, I'm not going to react to that. Now, if he's in our space and he does that, yeah, he's gonna have to see me then.
All right, man. I don't want to see that. I know you.
I just think people with money or some type of statue feel like they can do and say anything.
Yeah.
Wow. So before we close out, we've been talking for a minute now. I always do this like a last minute moment. So the last minute moment is talking about we're talking about health, discussing health issues with couples and things like that. I'm gonna start off and go couple to couple. Everybody on the show, thank you so much, first of all, for taking this time to spend time with me tonight. Thank you so much, Rob. You know
Thank
I
you
ain't
for
talked to
having
you
me.
in a while, bro.
Thank you for having
Andre,
me.
the same thing. I haven't seen you in a while, and bro, you know, you said you told me we met, and I don't want to know. I don't honestly, bro. I don't know. I don't know where you met me at. I hope it wasn't a bad experience, but
No, it wasn't.
yeah. So I tell people like, this is not what you're trying to do. So I'm gonna start with Andre and Yolanda as they're sitting united together. If you ever had to have a conversation with somebody, what's one thing you want somebody to take from this show tonight, talking about discussing your health, your vitality with your mate? What would you say?
I would tie it in with a relationship. Be intentional with everything that you do in your relationship. Be intentional.
And be honest.
Yes.
Completely honest.
Okay, okay, all right. Rob, what you got?
Be very transparent. Don't hold no secrets. Just like you said, you have to be honest. Be upfront with everything.
Okay, all right, all right. Now, you know what? Let me back up because everybody's saying that's textbook. Is that easy being that honest? I'm gonna go back to Andre and Yolanda. It's that easy because that's textbook. That's we all want that, but is it
And I'm gonna
that
tell you,
easy?
I'm gonna tell you why I said what I said. That's why you have to be intentional. You have to
Being
make it.
honest.
You have to make it happen. If it's not gonna be easy, but you have to be intentional to do it.
Okay, Yolanda, jump in, man. I know you there. Come on.
No, because I agree with what he's saying. You have to be intentional about being honest. If you
Yeah.
care about the person that you're with, if you care about your spouse, if you care about your significant other, then you have to make sure that you are very intentional about being honest with them about everything in the relationship, but most assuredly about your health, because we're older, we're not going to have any children. But if we're talking about some people that are younger that might want to have kids, well, that's an important topic that to cover.
Right.
So absolutely be intentional.
100%. Rob, like I will go back to you again. Was that easy for you to make that transition?
No, I'm gonna be totally honest. My wife and I, we've been together for 5 years. In the beginning, now it was difficult, but as the last, I say, about 4 years, it's easy.
100%. Bro, jump in. I didn't give you your time. I'm sorry. Go ahead, bro.
So I would say to anyone that's experiencing any doubt in that area, trust yourself, trust your instincts. People are who they are. We grow where we're planted, and if that soil is not being turned over, it's not going to grow. Don't
Like
try
that.
to force anything. Give it your all. Um, be you, but walk away when because everything has an expiration date, and it's okay. It's okay for things to expire. So you are important, you belong, and if someone that's rocking with you stop rocking, it's okay.
Wow. Like, I wouldn't put I would never want to put an expiration date on if I decide I'll ever get married again. But look, I've been married twice, y'all, divorced twice, so it is what it is.
So
You
when
know,
I say expiration date, I'm just saying that everything, every season, every movement, every adventure, everything has a date. Doesn't mean that's the end date. It just means next. Don't mean it have to be next with somebody else. It could just be that particular process has an expiration date. So we talked about it. I didn't gain your trust in every other area, but health. Okay, so let me move on. Let me move to another scenario. And then if that is has an expiration date, let me move on. I'm not ever saying give up or that's what the marriage is about. I'm saying an expiration date just means that particular thing has expired and it's okay.
that's 100%. And I'll say this is my final thought. I've been married twice, divorced, obviously. My ultimate goal is to meet somebody that I can be 100% Ron with. A lot of my life was based upon creating characters. I created Dogg. Everything that I do was a character. You know, I'm not marrying
Mm,
you to perform for you. You know,
mm,
Good.
people get
that's
really
deep.
confused because when people spend time with me, they like, well, obviously I'm quiet when you with me, and they like, well, damn, tell me a joke,
Mm-hmm.
play a record, do something. I'm like, nah,
Mm-hmm.
like this is me. Like you don't understand. When I go out there and make my money and do what I think for people, that's for them. It's
Yeah,
not what we do. And
that's
one of the
good.
things that I always struggled with was trying to like balance that out because
Mm,
like a lot of women that I dealt with, just they loved what I performed, not who I
mm-hmm.
was.
I love the
Mm,
And
character.
I
mm,
tell people this is not who I am. When I
mm.
come home at night, I just want to like eat some cinnamon toast crunch or some mix of cereal mix and
Yes.
chill. Like,
Right,
I'll do that. You know what I'm saying?
right.
And they're like, "Well, who are you? Oh my gosh!" And they look at you and they say, "This
Mm,
this is not what I signed up for."
mm-hmm.
So I tell
Wow.
people, talk about what we are signing up for
Okay.
and be honest.
Okay.
Because if I ever meet my wife and I don't know what she looks like, I don't know where she is, I don't understand. But she have to understand that what she sees and what makes us money is not who she's actually getting. She's getting
Mm,
everything together.
that's
Like I go make the
good.
money, baby. We good. I go make the money.
Mm-hmm.
But when I come home, the same way. So I would ask, and my final moment for tonight is, who did you sign up for?
That's good.
Tell
Wow.
That's
people
good.
honestly who you signed up for.
That's
Because
good.
as much as I talk and I talk ish and I do everything like that, when we at home, I just want some cereal. Watch Good Morning America, watch the news, and just keep pushing.
That's good. Yeah.
And then that is where I'm at with it. And
Okay.
hopefully, God willing, Andre, Rob, that I meet that woman. But yeah, no, God willing, who did you sign up for? Be honest
Right.
about that. And
That's good.
that's my final moment for the night. So I thank you both. I thank everybody for being on tonight. And it was a great show. And you know how we do. I'm gonna connect, send you the copies and everything. We're gonna have a great time. Y'all have a great night.
You too.
Love on each other tonight. Andre, Rob,
Yes,
love
Yes.
on
sir.
you tonight.
Yes.
You know what I'm
Bye,
saying,
y'all.
Ro? Yeah, love on each other
So,
tonight.
so we
Have
don't get we don't get the birthday song.
Hey, you know what time it is? It's the birthday for God. No,
Yeah, that's how my morning started when I lived in Middle Georgia.
man, I can't do that right now, man. But I think that we made a very big impact tonight. Yolanda, thank you.
Yes.
No problem.
Because
No
you being
problem
on
at
with
all.
Andre made a big point, and Ro, thank you. Rob, thank
Thank
you as
you.
well. So we out. Hopefully this helped you. If not, it's cool. Send a comment, anything like that. We'll be broadcasting live on Spotify and every podcast premium platforms tomorrow when I upload everything. So thank y'all. Y'all have a great night. Dirty Dog
All right.
Show.
All right.
Good
We
night.
out. Peace.
Peace.